Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo. I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available summer 2023, the album, Dad, Shimmy Shimmy, AF. Only by Casablanca Records. Rock on, gold dust. Love to love you, baby. Boost! I just watched the Donna Summer documentary on HBO Max the other night. It was horrible! It was horrible! I used to roller skate in my driveway to Donna Summer, okay? Just imagine this, 5-year-old out there. Love to love you, baby. I'd have my record player in the window and I'd be playing Love to love you, baby. Bad girls talking about your sad girls. I loved Donna Summer back in the day. I was actually text messaging my friend and I said, I'm watching this documentary, right? And I said, didn't Donna Summer, she did a Christian album and then she came out against the gays that basically made her who she was or something like that? Because, you know, they say it in the documentary. They say, basically the gays were the ones that... the gays, they're trying to murder me, as Jennifer Coolidge says, in White Lotus too. But anyway, that the gays were the ones with all the disco and everything that made Donna Summer famous, right? I mean, I know, I single-handedly made Donna Summer famous in my neighborhood. Love you, baby. I did routines and everything to roller skates in my driveway. But anyway, I texted my friend, because she knows a lot about Donna Summer too. And this is not my friend Tanya Jean, this is my other friend, my other sober friend. And she was the one that told me to watch the documentary. And I said, hey, I got a question for you. I said, didn't Donna Summer come out and do a Christian album and then and she also did a country western album, I forgot about that. But then she said something disparaging against the gays or something like that. And my friend said she didn't really remember what had happened, but apparently she said something, but then she kind of backtracked and tried to say she didn't say it or whatever about that or kind of something. But I remember that back in the day because I was such a diehard Donna Summer fan. And I remember that my friend and I, this was when I was probably 19 years old or something like that. We went and saw Donna Summer and she played at this bar, okay, on top of the mall downtown in Indianapolis. She had a gold lame dress on and everything. But I can remember we got a bunch of crap from our friends. They're like, she don't like the gays no more. Why are y'all going and supporting her? And I'm like, because it's Donna Summer, hot stuff, okay? So anyway, on the radio, on the radio. By the way, I just have to tell you something. If you watched my video yesterday, you know that I did a little memorial tribute to Miss Tina Turner that I loved so dearly. And I have to tell you something funny that happened. I was taking my dog out in the yard today, you know? How you do. If you're a Midwestern YouTuber dude with a camera, okay, that's your life, okay? Is that you take your dog out in the yard, you make the bed, and you do your laundry, and then maybe you fit in a video here and there, right? So anyway, I was taking my dog out into the yard, and he was running around and stuff like that. And this house, I can't see because the trees are all full right now, but this house in the neighboring neighborhood, they were blasting, "What's love got to do with it? And I cannot believe that it's a coincidence, being that Tina Turner just passed away yesterday. And I was like, I am so loving that somebody is blasting this music out of their garage, doing a tribute to Tina Turner, in our neighborhood. I am living for that, right? And so I just started dancing out there in my yard, wishing I had my roller skates on. I got roller skates. I got 2 pairs. I got roller blades and roller skates. So I guess you don't really call roller blades roller skates. But, you know, I bought them a couple years ago. I didn't do very good on them. So I'm going to try again this summer. My back is better, and I'm going to try to, get back on the roller skates. So anyway, y'all want to see a little review here? Okay, first of all, I just have to tell you, I bought these new Sody Pops, okay? I call them Sodies. Like Amberlynn Reed, I call them Sodies. Okay, I bought these things. They're these Olipop sodas. This one's cream soda. Probiotic, botanicals, plant fiber. Okay, they're supposed to be good for your guts, okay? So I'm like, well, I'm not really drinking a bunch of soda right now, but I wanted to try something different. So I got a bunch of these. I got them in each different flavor. But then, okay, but let me just tell you, first of all, if you want a real review right here, this tastes like diet cream soda that has been sitting on the kitchen counter for about a month, and maybe the flies have been flying. It's nasty, okay? It is so nasty and flat and gross. I would never drink it again, okay? But I'm saving the can because I'm going to do a review on my review channel of all the pops when I finish them. But then I bought this other brand called Poppy, okay? And I opened it in the kitchen, but I haven't drank it yet. Now, this is orange, and people talk, this is another probiotic soda, okay? So we're going to do a review right here online, okay, of what, a live review of what I think about this soda. Okay, you ready? It tastes like a stale, flat, rotten tangerine is what it tastes like. But apparently it's real good for your gut health. So, I don't know about all that. Okay, I need some lip gloss because I got some things to say today. All right. Well, first of all, this video is titled something like my tell-all video. Now, for those of you that are already 5 minutes and 36 minutes into this video and you're waiting for the tell-alls, let me just tell you, I'm going to be real honest with you so you can turn this video off if you don't want to watch it. This is not my tell-all video, okay? This is my preceding the tell-all video that I talked about that I might do. I said yesterday in my video I might come out and I have some things to talk about, right? Okay. Because I really kind of just want to talk about the response that I have received since I put my video out the other day called Behind the Scenes, okay? Which was my response to Dustin Daly's video where he came out and he announced that he is going to do this 2 or 3 part series kind of talking about his truth and his experience of what he went through in 2020 and things like that, right? So I kind of wanted to talk about what has happened as a response to, or as a result of that. Because I did this video the other day, and I have to tell you, first of all, I got just really glowing comments on my video, which I really appreciate. So many people were like, you know, Peter, yes, I think that you deserve to have, you know, come out and tell your truth. And like, it's very obvious the beauty influencers were manipulating drama channels. You should come out and you should tell your truth and you should tell, you know, yada, 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 what happened and all this kind of stuff. Okay. So thank you. I appreciate that. There were a couple people on there that were like, you're always really vague about this. Why don't you just come out right now and just like say what you have to say? I explained in that video, all right, that if I don't come out and I don't share something and I just refer to it, the reason why is because I don't have factual evidence about that. I'm not going to come out and say something and accuse somebody of something if I don't have a factual receipt of something that I can share with you guys and back it all up, all right? That being said, I have lots of factual receipts that I have never shared, okay, about Miss Tati Westbrook, about Jaclyn Hill, about Tana Mojo, about Trisha Paytas, about Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star, Manny MUA, Laura Lee, the list goes on and on, Nikita Dragon, I mean, the list goes on and on and on, okay? That I could come out and share with you guys, and I think you'd be rather shocked. And I think that what it would do is, it would really make you take a look at these people, and I think some of them, you'd be like, wow, like, it would make you look at them in a better light, and you would see that they're more human than maybe you thought, and that maybe they are more thoughtful and nicer than you thought. I think others, and some that might surprise you, okay, are not as great as you think they are, all right? And I also think that the third thing is, what would really surprise a lot of people is, I think that the majority of the people that watch my videos on a pretty regular basis think they kind of have an idea of who I like and who I don't like and who I, you know, whatever. When I say I have no emotional attachment to these people, I mean I have no emotional attachment to these people. And when I come out and I share, if I do, I haven't decided if I'm going to yet or not, if I come out and I share with you what I have on these people or what I know about these people and how they've behaved in the past, I think what would surprise you is you would say, well, I thought Peter didn't like this person, but now he's saying this. Or I thought Peter really liked this person, but now he's showing us this. And I think it would surprise you. And what you'd realize is through the years, I have really been rather unbiased. Okay? So that is one of the reasons why I have thought about doing this. Because I think it would be interesting to you. I think a lot of you would be like, wow, like, Peter's held on to this and he knew this and he's talked about this person in a good light, or, you know, Peter's talking like, you know, whatever. I think it would surprise you that I have been really rather unbiased about a lot of these people. But, you know, for me, and coming out and telling my truth, okay? And, you know, I got a couple comments from people saying, well, there's a difference between telling your truth and telling the truth, all right? And I said this in my video that I did yesterday, kind of referencing that I was going to maybe make this video today. And there's really, the only reason I'm making this video is because I just kind of wanted to get on video and talk, first of all. But second of all, I just kind of wanted to, like, play it out and see what you guys think of whether or not I really should make this video. Because I'm not sure, in all honesty, and I want to tell you why, okay? You know, I asked myself several questions in my life, not about YouTube necessarily, but yes, also YouTube, but just life decisions, right? And I asked myself questions like, okay, what is your motive for doing this? Is it important for you to do this? And then I like try today to like play it out. Like, what is going to be the end result of this? Like, are you going to achieve what you really want to achieve, you know? Or is it going to be pointless? Because I know if I come out in this video, there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be like, oh, wow, like I never saw it that way. And there are going to be other people that are diehard fans of these people that are going to be like, oh, well, nothing that you tell me is the truth and I don't really care. So it's not going to like, it's going to sway anybody's opinion. So that would not be my intention of doing the video. My intention of doing the video would really just be to share with you guys what I went through at a period of my life and how it affected me on an emotional roller coaster that was detrimental, and like every day was very, very difficult for me to get up because of what was going on, okay? And how I was being played and how others were being played and how other drama channels were being played against each other that I think really people had no idea of, okay? You know, and you know, I got another comment on there. Somebody said something about like, well, you guys were active participants in this and you had no problem like putting up videos and making money off of it. And hey, I own that all day long. You're absolutely right. You know, I choose to be a drama channel. I choose to make the videos. I choose to talk about this kind of stuff. I totally get that. And I own that. I have no problem owning that, right? But I don't really know, and I haven't decided yet if this is a video that is important for me to make. I really don't know, and I don't know if right now is the time for me to do it. And the reason I'm saying that is because I made my video the other day in response to Dustin Daly's video. And I got kind of like worked up a little bit. And I was like, oh, Dustin's coming out and he's telling his truth. Like, I feel like maybe I want to tell my truth too, you know? But just because it's Dustin's time to come out and tell his truth doesn't necessarily mean it's Peter's time to come out and tell his truth. I don't know that the timing is right for me right now. I don't know when that is. I've got to really think about what I want to share and what I want to say, okay, if I do that. And the other reason that I would do it is for you guys, for the audience, because I want you guys to really know what happened behind the scenes, because I think it would make you look at people in a completely different way. Now, I think there's a lot of you out there that would say, I don't really care. It doesn't really matter. It's been so much time has gone by. Like, you know, it is what it is. It's water under the bridge. I don't really care, right? And I understand that. I get that. But I also think that there are people, and, you know, and I really feel like something's going to come out very soon that is going to take us back 4 years in time to the whole Tati, Jeffrey, and James situation. I think more is going to come out about that. I said in my video yesterday that I feel like there was maybe a time limit on legal, and I do believe that because Jeffrey is getting very lippy about things, you know, and so I think some of this stuff is going to heat up, and I think that might be the time to talk about it. I think that might be the time when people are like, okay, I'm interested in this stuff again, right? So maybe that's when I'll talk about it. I don't know. I don't have a plan today to come out and talk about this video, but one of the things I want to say is that the response that I got and the response that I've seen Dustin receive online has been very, very interesting to me in reaction to the videos that we put out. First of all, a lot of people are kind of like attaching our videos to each other, which is interesting because I responded to Dustin's video, but then I came out and talked about how I had made amends to 3 drama channels and that I got along with everybody in the drama community and everything like that, you know? And that was important for me to do, and I want to make this very, very clear. You know, there was a time back in the day that I did not get along with a lot of drama channels. And I worked really, really hard in the last 3 years on staying in my own lane and really working to develop civil relationships with people that I consider colleagues of mine, okay, in the drama community. And I feel like I've done a good job of that. I feel like at this point, you know, that's where I sit, and I am, and I get along with most of them, and, you know, and so I don't have any issues with anybody today out there, you know, but there were moments in my past that, of things that happened with me and other drama channels that I am not proud of, you know, like, I still to this day, I think about the live stream between Paige, Christie, and I, and like somebody will throw a clip of it up in a video and I'll see it and I'll be like, oh God, cringe. Like, that is one of my most shameful moments I've ever had on YouTube. I'm not proud of that moment. I publicly apologized to Paige. I privately apologized to Paige for that. Like, you know, but it was a moment of growth for me. It was a moment, it was an opportunity for growth for me. You know, I inventoried that with my sponsor and I talked to her and I said, I don't want to be this rageful, angry person anymore that I have seen on videos. So I need to work on this. And in the last couple years, I've worked really, really hard, okay? And I've worked really, really hard on restoring peace and serenity in my life, which is part of why I'm not really sure that this is a video that I want to make. Because I do know, okay? I do know this to be true. If I come out and I do a tell-all video, it's gonna stir some real shit up, okay? And I mean, not just with the beauty influencers, but it's gonna stir a lot of shit up because there's a lot of things out there that people don't know. There's a lot of things that only I know. There's a lot of things that only other people know. And I think it's gonna come out and it's gonna force people to start talking about everything that they know, and it's gonna bring up a lot of things. And one of the things I don't want is a dissension between the drama community again. Like, I feel like we've all worked too hard to get along. I don't want that to happen again, you know? One of the things that's interesting to me, like I said, is that Dustin's video and my video are kind of getting like pushed together a little bit. And people are saying, oh, Dustin and Peter are coming out and telling the truth. I have seen a lot of speculation online that people are like, oh, I know what Dustin's video is about. Or Dustin's video is going to be about this. Or Dustin's video is going to be about that, okay? I can tell you for a fact, I know exactly what Dustin Daly's video is going to be about, okay? We have talked about it at length. We have talked about the things that he's going to include in the video. And I have to say this before we get into it. Dustin's going to share his experience of what happened to him at that time. And that's all I'm going to say about that, okay? That doesn't mean that I co-sign it or I condone it or that I agree with his experience. It was his experience. And I am not going to be somebody that's going to take somebody else's experience away from them, right? And he's got a lot of receipts to back up what he's going to come out and tell, okay? And I just want to make that very, very clear. But it's interesting to me because, like, I said to Dustin, I said, do you care if I mention in my video that, like, I know what your video is about? He's like, I don't care at all. Tell him that I read you the syllabus. You know, what's interesting to me is all of these people that think that they know what Dustin's video is about, that I mean, I read these things and I'm like, you have no clue. Like, this is so far off the radar. Like, this is nothing that Dustin's talking about in his video. And I actually think the majority of you are going to be very, very shocked when you really do find out what Dustin's video is going to be about and who he's going to talk about in his video. And he has done major research on his video. But that's his experience, and very little of his experience has anything to do with me. It has really nothing to do with me whatsoever, except for that I was just there during that time, and I witnessed some of this going on, you know? And that's interesting to me. The other thing that's interesting to me is I've gotten reached out to by quite a few people being really worried about, well, I've gotten reached out to a couple different things. Number one, that people are like really worried about like what I'm going to say in this video. What do y'all have to hide? Like, that's my thing. I have to tell you, since I've started getting these DMs of people being like, well, are you going to talk about this? Or, you know, are you going to talk about that? Or I hope you're not going to talk about this. I'm like, what are people worried about? Like, what are people nervous that I'm going to come out and talk about? Because in all honesty, it's really not that deep, okay? I don't really think a lot of what I have to share is going to surprise a lot of people. But what it's got my wheels turning is that there's a lot of people out there that are secret keepers that have a lot that they're worried is going to get out, okay? I've also had a lot of people kind of indirectly say to me, I'm not going to use the word threaten, but they basically said, don't talk about this person, don't do that, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't talk about this person, you shouldn't talk about that person. And I'm not talking just about beauty influencers, although they've said that as well. I'm also talking about drama channels, and I just want to make this very, very clear, okay? It is May 25th of 2023. I have absolutely no intention of getting in a video and sharing what experiences I had with drama channels when I was not getting along with them and there was a lot of infighting, okay? I have worked on that. I have worked diligently on that. I have good relationships with everybody in the drama community today, as far as I know. I have no issues with anybody in the drama community. I do not want to stir that stuff back up again. I feel like we've all worked very hard on that. But when people come to me and they start demanding things or saying things to me, and it's happened, I can tell you, I mean, I've received like 20, 30 DMs from people, okay? Don't push me in a corner and make me come out and tell my truth, okay? I really don't want to do that. I really don't want to stir up stuff that occurred several years ago with drama channels. It's one thing for me to come out and tell what happened with the beauty influencers because that's what my channel has always been about. But I don't want to go back and stir up something that caused me personally a lot of emotional stress, okay? And I don't want to stir up stuff that caused a lot of other people emotional stress, and then they have to come out and they have to respond to me and whatever, okay? But I can tell you right now, I haven't, because people are like, well, if you talk about this and if you talk about that, and if you talk, and I'm like, you don't even know the truth. Like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, you have no clue what my interactions were with other people behind the scenes. You think you do. You think you have an idea of what this person or that person was like, but you have no clue, okay? Please don't make me come out and have to tell those truths, because I don't want to come out and tell those truths. It's one thing to talk about receipts that I have been given and how I've been used and manipulated by beauty influencers to do their bidding for them, and how other drama channels were manipulated and used and things like that, and the emotional stress that it caused all of us, and on and on and on. I have no problem talking about that, okay, whatsoever. But I don't want to stir up all of the crap with the drama community again. I just don't. It's not worth it to me, and I feel like we're in a good place today, and I'm very grateful for that. So I just want to say, please don't force my hand on having to come out and say something to defend myself about things that you don't even really know, okay? Because I have personally really worked hard on trying to let that stuff go, and when people bring it up to me and they throw it in my face, I have emotional wounds that are still present from what I went through 3, 4, 5 years ago, okay? I'm a human being. The stuff that I went through still hurts. I have no desire to come out and talk about that stuff. I feel I have good relationships with everybody back in the day that I didn't get along with. My battery died because I just did a review video of some bubble pops or bubble sodas or bubble teas. So anyway, you can go over there and watch that video. But anyway, what I was saying and what I wanted to get into saying was, you know, that back in the day, whether I had issues with Dustin Daly or Paige Christie or Rich Lux or whoever, okay, I have personally worked through those issues. I have forgiven those people. I feel like many of those people have forgiven me, you know, and I actually, in a Peterisms video the other day, I read this quote. I know that some of you are going to laugh about this when I read this quote from Oprah. But this quote meant so much to me when I read it. And this is Oprah's understanding of forgiveness. That forgiveness is giving up the hope that the past could be any different. It means accepting that it has happened to you. Not accepting that it was okay. Accepting that it has happened, and now what do I do about it so that the past does not hold you hostage? You know, and I think this is the thing, is I've gotten a lot of people saying to me, well, I don't understand how you could forgive this person, or I don't understand how you could forgive that person, or whatever. You know, here's the thing. I don't want to hold on to anger and resentment for the rest of my life. I just don't, okay? It's not worth it to me. And, you know, I did things to them. They did things to me. I said things to them. They said things to me. I said things behind their back. They said things behind my back, on and on and on, okay? And we could do this ad nauseum and never get along. I'm not really sure, and it's just a small group of people online that really want us to continue to fight and hate each other. I really, to be honest with you, I do not understand it. I have no desire to fight with these people today, you know? None whatsoever. And if Tati and Jeffrey and Manny and Laura and Nikita and on and on and on, they all want to Trisha Paytas, any of them, Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star, they all want to reach out to me and say, what are you going to talk about in your video? What do you have to say? I'll share with them what I have to say. And they can give me a statement responding to it if they choose to, okay? I'm an open book. I don't have any problem sharing with those people how I feel about situations, what I have to say, what really went down, things like that. They know it, first of all. They all know it because they were present, you know. They know what happened. So, I mean, I have no problem saying that. But for me, especially with the drama community, it's like I want forgiveness in my life. I'm grateful that I was able to forgive those people. And I'm grateful that many of them were able to forgive me, you know. I was a shit person with them, a lot of them, you know. And likewise, they were with me, but that doesn't, it's you know, two rights don't make a wrong. And, you know, the other thing is that, you know, it's so interesting because people, you know, used to say like, oh, well, you guys need to work this stuff out privately. And then we work it out privately. And then people want us to keep on fighting. And then they don't want us to talk about, and I'm just like, you told us that we need to work this out privately. And we did work it out privately behind the scenes. And you guys have no clue of what really went down behind the scenes with me or any other person, you know, of how relationships ended or how they restarted or anything. You have no idea, and yet you assume you know what really went down. And I don't want that bitterness in my heart today. I don't. And I'm sorry, you know. I'm sorry that people don't understand forgiveness. I'm sorry that they don't understand growth. And I'm not the gatekeeper on that. I want it for everybody. It makes me sad when I get comments from people that say, I can't believe you actually forgave this person. That is a sad comment for me, right? You know, I watched this documentary, and I talked about this in a Peterisms video that I did. I watched this documentary called The Village of the Damned. And at the end of it, this woman whose sister and her husband and 2 kids were murdered by this man, she says that she forgave the murderer, right? Because she couldn't continue to live with anger in her heart. And yet, people want me to continue to fight with fellow drama channels over petty bullshit that happened 4 years ago. It's not going to happen, right? I don't even want to fight with these beauty influencers. But I do think it's important for the truth to come out, because I think a lot of people base their opinions, their views, and spend their money on people that they don't really know behind the scenes what they're really like. So if I make the video, which I haven't decided if I'm going to make it, that will be the video that I'm going to be making. Okay, and I just want to make that very, very clear. If you guys, there are certain things that you would really like to know of what my experience was like, please put it in the comment section, you know, and I will let you know full in advance when I'm going to make this video. I can tell you, I'll say next week I'm making this video, because it'll be something that I will have to highly script and have receipts and put together. So I will let you know full in advance when I'm making this video. But because so many people are thinking that it's just going to drop like that, I just want you to know, today, I haven't even decided whether I'm going to make this video or not, you know. I got to think about how it's going to affect me, and I have to think about the end result of like how it's going to affect other people down the road and how it's going to be perceived and all that kind of stuff. And I just don't know that that's necessarily a video that I want to make today. It's interesting because in talking about this, I can't even really honestly say that I can't really believe that I'm even talking about having the idea of making this video, because the reality is I always said that if I ended my career on YouTube, this would be my going out video. This would be my last video that I would do going out, right? But I keep on going back to, is this me just having a need to tell on somebody, or is this me having a need to educate people on what the facts really were and how I was really used in a way that people don't really have any clue to this day, you know? And they don't really have any idea of the text messages and the DMs that occurred behind the scenes of what kind of like horrible things that people said, you know, and I'm talking about influencers, that they said, you know, to try to manipulate how you would say something, or if you were going to say something, or beg you not to make certain videos when whatever, you know. And so like I said, I haven't decided whether or not if I'm going to make this video. I'm not sure, you know. And I don't, you know, Dustin has the need to get this off of his shoulders and tell his truth. For me today, I'm not really sure that his is a lot deeper than mine, okay? For me, it doesn't affect me on a daily basis anymore that I feel like I really need to come out and tell this, except for that I think that it would really shed some light on what really went down at that time. So if you're interested in it, and this is something that you guys want, let me know. But it's something that I'm going to have to put together, and it's something that I'm going to have to, like, I mean, y'all know I don't love the editing, right? It's something that I'm going to have to put together, and it's something that I'm going to have to, you know, really think through and figure out how I want to do it. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.